I want to be like Mike. That's Michael Jordan. However,
and it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe on the way in the door, my people. I hope you all are having a truly fantastic day today. Welcome back to Fanboy Fridays. Fanboys, we hope you are nearing rock bottom, because that's the only way that you're going to come out of your delusion, that you're going to come out of this dream state that you live in with your king, where you think that losing 6 times in the finals is okay, and where you think that coming out with 2 championships from a self-made super team is okay, and where you think it's okay to flop around on the court despite them saying that you're bigger, stronger, and faster. The only way you're going to come out of that is by hitting rock bottom. So we hope that these videos help you do that. So today's video, it's about the first episode of the Starting 5 Netflix series about LeBron James, Anthony Edwards, Jason Tatum, Jimmy Butler, and can't remember the last guy, but really doesn't matter because today we're going to talk about the Duck. But before we do that, let me say this. There are 2 very important things about Michael Jordan that I think is important to know about Michael Jordan. One is that he had the love of the game clause in his contract, basically saying the NBA could not stop him from playing basketball anywhere, anytime, any place that he wanted to play. The NBA could not intervene and say, we need to protect our investment. We don't want you getting injured in the off season. Michael Jordan put it in his contract that they could not do that. He can play whenever, wherever he wants to. That's one thing that I think is very important about Michael Jordan. Another thing that I think is very important about Michael Jordan is that during the filming of the original Space Jam, not the super trash Space Jam that the Duck tried to recreate, because he is trying to outdo Michael Jordan when he cannot live up to the number 23. He should have never picked that number to begin with. That was the first big mistake of his career, is coming into the NBA with 23. But the second thing that's important about Michael Jordan is during the filming of the original Space Jam, part of the agreement was that they had to have a basketball and workout facility on premises so that Michael Jordan could get back in shape from his first retirement as he filmed the movie. So that during the off hours from filming, and everybody knows he invited NBA stars to come out and run some 5-on-5 games that were legendary. But yeah, that was part of the agreement, is that they had to do that in order for him to agree to do Space Jam. These 2 things I think are very important: the love of the game clause, the agreement for the facility, basketball and workout facility during the filming of Space Jam. I think this is very important because it shows that Michael Jordan's singular focus was basketball. Michael Jordan's most important focus in his NBA career was basketball and winning. Now, and I say that because as I start to talk about this Starting 5 thing, and I'm gonna just kind of talk about some points I picked up during this first episode, but just right off the top, I will say it already made me like these players a lot less. Watching this already made me like these players a lot less. It made me like the modern NBA a lot less. And the reason I brought up the whole Michael Jordan thing is because watching this, it just made me realize, like, these players have so many other things they're trying to do that it's no way they can focus on basketball that the way that the game should be focused on. There's no way they can be focused on basketball when they have so many other things going that they can take the game serious as the players of the past, as they can uphold the standard of the players of the past. But anyway, so let's just get into some things. So it starts off with the Duck being made up like Beetlejuice, and he looks completely ridiculous. He looks like a clown. I think that the Lakers should actually let him wear the Beetlejuice uniform during games, because the Lakers has allowed LeBron James to turn the franchise into a clown show, so they might as well let him dress up like a clown during the games. I mean, that wouldn't be any more ridiculous than what's going on. So he's getting made up like Beetlejuice, you know. Then it kind of switches to a scene where he's in a car and he's singing some lyrics to Jay-Z, again, to me, which is just further showing that tie. Everybody knows LeBron James, according to Rich Paul, was getting flown up when he was in high school to hang out with Jay-Z, and we know the Jay-Z and Diddy connection, and with all this stuff going on, you know, I just think it's hilarious that he's on there singing some Jay-Z lyrics. But the whole thing was just with LeBron James is, to me, LeBron James is a character. This is what I got from him. LeBron James is a character, and you know, to me, there are two types of people. There's people who make money, and there's people that the money makes you. Or you can say that, you know, some people say the money makes you more of who you are. Either way you want to look at it, LeBron James is a character. If you want to look at it like the money made him, or if you want to look at it like the money simply made him more of who he was. Either way, LeBron James is just not a genuine person. This is my opinion based off of what I watched so far on the starting five. Shout out to Angry Old Hoops, because I watched him give his take on this, and I want to kind of touch on, he talked about LeBron James using so much profanity. And again, even when LeBron James is using profanity, he seems like he's trying to be something he's not. This is, fanboys, stay out of my comments. This is my opinion. I'm just telling you what it looks like from my point of view. It doesn't look genuine. Like, he looks like he's trying to be a tough guy. He looks like he's trying to portray something that he's not. And the fact that he's using, like, okay, if they catch him in a game using profanity, okay, well, you know, people who know me in my real everyday life, sometimes I can use quite a bit of profanity, you know, depending on the situation, depending on who I'm hanging out with. But in certain situations, you know, if I'm on doing an interview with someone or something like that, I'm not using profanity. And this is really, you know, one of those things where, you know, there are people who I know that do that, and it doesn't necessarily always rub me the wrong way. But just be honest with LeBron James, it rubs me the wrong way, like I said, because number one, it just seems disingenuous. It seems like he's trying to play this character that he's really not, and something about it is off. That's really all I can say about it. Something about the way LeBron James, when and where he chooses to use profanity, something about it is off. Just like his fake scream. Again, if you've been following my channels long enough, you know the videos I've done about his disingenuous scream. And I have every reason to believe that his screams are, a lot of his screams are disingenuous. Again, because if you look up what a natural scream looks like, the eyes squint or close when you are screaming naturally, because that is what naturally happens when someone screams. When you open the bottom half of your face, the top half of your face compresses. But yet there are so many pictures captured of LeBron James screaming with his eyes wide open. That is unnatural. No matter what kind of way you want to cut it, that is unnatural. And so, yeah, to me, just as his screams are unnatural, something about when LeBron James is using profanity, it just seems highly unnatural. You know, it seems like he's playing a character. But anyway, you know, another thing that he said, and he actually said this, people, if you hadn't went and watched the Starting Five, like I said, I've only watched the first episode, so you would only have to suffer through the first episode to see this. But he actually says this. He says, everybody thinks I lie about everything, but I actually tell the truth about everything. I know it's hard to believe, but he actually said this, people. I'm not making this up. You can go and watch this. He actually says this. He says, everybody thinks I lie about everything when I'm actually telling the truth about everything. That is an unbelievable statement. Coming from LeBron James. It's so much to be said about that statement. First of all, why does everybody think you lie about everything? And if everybody actually thinks you lie about everything, that actually says something. You know, again, you know, everybody's not going to call you an alcoholic unless you're probably an alcoholic. So he says everybody thinks I lie about everything. And the funniest thing is he follows it up with a lie by saying, when I actually tell the truth about everything. Fanboys, this is your king. This is your king. This is who you defend every day in the comments. But yeah, so that was hilarious to me. And a couple other things I'm gonna address before we wrap up this video. Rich Paul makes an appearance in this first episode, and he wants to talk about everybody thinking LeBron James is controlling the team. And Rich Paul says, hey, LeBron James is not controlling the team. Rich Paul, did you forget Bronny James is on the Lakers? If you needed any proof about LeBron James being in control, look no further than Bronny being on the team. That says so much about LeBron James at this point. To me, first of all, what that says to me, because LeBron James also mentioned something about winning in this episode too. What that says to me is LeBron James is not thinking about winning. What that says to me is a week ago or so, when LeBron James said he has nothing left to accomplish, everything else is extra credit. That lets me know that LeBron James actually meant that statement. He really believes he has nothing else to accomplish. And if he believes he has nothing else to accomplish, that includes winning. And that is obviously the truth, because he has JJ Redick coaching and his son on the Lakers. If he was truly worried about winning, Bronny James would not be a Laker, and neither would JJ Redick be the coach. So LeBron James, you're not serious about winning. And again, yes, everyone knows that you're controlling the team. I would go as far as to say that that picture that went around with you and Jeannie Buss, there's definitely more to that picture, if you know what I'm saying. And last but not least, I'm going to quickly address, they had a brief snippet with AD on there. And, you know, AD kind of joked about LeBron getting on his nerves. He kind of winked at the camera at the end, I guess, as to imply that he's just joking. But I'm sure it has to be some truth to that. I can't imagine you being a teammate of LeBron James and him not getting on your nerves. Again, a few months ago, I did a video with covering J.R. Smith talking about the fact that what it's like to be a teammate of LeBron. And he said, hey, everything is about what you didn't do to help me win. That's what it's like to play with LeBron James. What this person didn't do to help me win. So, yeah, I would imagine that AD, there's some seriousness in him saying LeBron James gets on his nerves. But the other thing is, so eventually AD goes into praise mode for LeBron James. And does anybody want to guess what AD had to say to praise LeBron James? It could only be a couple of things, but just take a wild guess. What could AD possibly say to praise the Duck? Well, he goes into how LeBron James takes care of his body. Surprise, surprise. And once again, this is what I'm talking about. The things that people say about you most. LeBron James, you said everybody thinks you lie about everything. Well, that's probably because you do lie about most things. And people talk about LeBron taking care of his body. And I will give him this. He does take care of his body. But what they don't want to talk about is how he does that. They don't want to talk about how he does that. So again, we never hear the stories about how competitive LeBron James is. This is not what we hear most. When you hear someone praise LeBron James, you can guarantee that the thing that they're going to bring up is how he takes care of his body, while leaving out how he does that. But what you never hear is players, coaches, media people talking about how competitive LeBron James is. Like you would hear about Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, and a plethora of other all-time greats who actually were competitors in the game of basketball, who held true to the most fundamental aspect of sports, and that is being a competitor first. This is not what you hear about the so-called king, about the duck, the deer. So yeah, you know, again, it's no surprise that that's what AD was going to say when he tries to praise LeBron James. And but other than that, you know, like I said, watching this just made me like LeBron James a little bit less. But anyway, we're gonna hold up here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Have you had a chance to check out the first episode of Starting Five? If so, what did you think about it? Do you think it was a good look for these players, or do you feel like me, like it made you feel even more pessimistic about the modern NBA? But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. You all have a truly fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. All right.